There we go. Hello, handsome.
Now I've just got to open. Yeah, I've had a bit of a shave.
Bit of a chat. Yeah, same here.
You got
Accident.
rid of everything,
I
mate.
accidentally messed up this morning when I was sorting out the beard, and so we had to get rid of it all, sort of thing. So the
I
wife.
hope you're recording this because my
I,
stream cam is
I
just
am.
like
I am recording. Yes, I am recording.
having a little bit of a hissy fit for some reason. Yeah, I was gonna say you've got no hair anywhere, mate. You're starting to
Oh.
go back. I thought you weren't cutting it till the end of the year.
Oh well, I had a sweet little beardy gig on, but I'd left it grow for like what, two weeks, and it was like, right, I need to sort the lines out. So I was sorting the lines out, but then I messed up on like
Oh
one
no.
side, and it was like, it can't be that bad. Literally, there was a chunk like that out that I messed up, and she was like,
I had that happen here with my eyebrows. Didn't do anything to it. I had a pimple there, right? And when I popped the pimple in my eyebrow hair, literally like half a dozen hairs come out. And I'm like, okay. And now they're still struggling to grow back.
yeah.
Like I haven't gone like all ghetto and just shaved a stripe in my eyebrow.
Oh yeah,
Legitimately, there was just I woke up one morning and I went like this, and I was
yeah.
just like, what was that? And I found this massive pimple in my eyebrow, and I was like, okay, got rid of that, and now I'm still waiting on the hair to grow back.
Yeah, no, it was literally, I messed up so badly this morning. So I said, so what I originally was going to do, because we're going to a party this afternoon, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I will get round to the episode number in a minute, all right? We're getting there, sort of thing.
No one
But
knows what
so,
it is.
so of course, I was shaving off the rest of the beard. I'm like, right, okay, let's get it all shaved off, and then I'll have a shave, like close shave, no stress. And of course, I thought, I'll leave my beautiful 80s, 90s porn stash. Let's go with that. Elle was just looking at me. She was like, yeah, that's fine. But you say, this is how long I've been married. Well, I can tell the difference between fine and fine. I said, you'd really let me leave the house like this? She went, yeah, no, it's your choice. Yep, absolutely. she was reverse psychologying the shit out of me, so I ended up shaving
Yeah,
it
it's
off.
your choice. Yeah, you're fucked.
It's your choice. She's like, yeah, I know what that tone is. That tone is, if you leave the house wearing that thing, you can count any potential fun off the table. I'm like, got it, babes.
For life.
No stress. Got it. So anyway, so I ended up shaving it all off, and oh god, it's weird. I've caught myself in the mirror a couple of times. I'm like, oh, because I've had the beard for so long now, so I'm not used to seeing.
Just walking past and like, blimey, who's that sexy beast?
Oh dear
Like, what's he
Lord,
doing
no.
in my house? And he's
It,
like, oh wait, it's me.
Yeah, no, it's, oh god, I just don't like it. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dorks Down Under, the podcast where we just get together and talk crap what's been going on in the world of dorkdom. And this is season 3, episode 30. We want to please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe, and all those other great bits. And we've been missing because I had to call last week off because I wasn't here. And don't think earlier think I'm running off to Fiji and enjoying myself in the sunshine. Dear Lord, I wish I was. Okay?
That's what he-
I was in Taupo. I'll say it properly. Taupo. I was down in Taupo for a rugby tournament weekend because I was voluntold. That's not volunteered. Voluntold that I
Love
was
that
helping
phrase.
out. So I was down helping, being the parent helper for the camp sort of thing and all that jazz, and basically lugging around a 60-kilo bloody gazebo between me and another dad. And I'll tell you what, although I swear to God it's more 80, I'll tell you, the fact is I see 6 people drag this out of the local rugby club, all right, and there's me and another dad, and honest to God, my shoulders have been messed up the entire goddamn week.
I love when you do that when there's like 6 of them drag it out, and then you're like, why is there only 2 of us though that have to drag this around now? And you're like,
Yeah. Oh, I'd say. Oh, honestly, the worst bit is, right, you know when you do, right, because obviously have you ever done a farmer's carry?
yeah.
So you're doing your farmer's carry, right? Okay, and it's not the fact that you feel it in your shoulders, because you know that's where you're gonna feel it. It's when it's slipping down the sides of your spine.
Yeah, that's when you know
And
there's something wrong happening.
And bear in mind, so I'm on one side of this thing, and the other dad's on the other, and we're lugging this thing around between. Luckily, thank God, the second day we were there, we got it set up. We didn't have to pull it down until day 3, so it was like, thank God, because this thing was a distance to walk it, right?
Oh, right.
But literally, as we stopped about 4 times on the way, but literally all I could do was I could feel it burning down one side of my spine. I'm like, I was like, yeah, we need to swap sides. He went, yeah, are you feeling the burn too? He went, yeah, I feel like something is about to snap. And he's like,
There's
yeah.
times like that where I do ask myself, I'm like, why wouldn't you get some kind of trolley mechanism or
This-
something they could put it on?
This is the thing.
Like, it would
I was like, why does this thing not have a bag with wheels on that you slot it into? It's like
it wouldn't be that hard. Like literally, all you'd need is 2 bits of round bar that can connect with some wheels on the side. Put it into it, walk it down.
This is the thing. So the next day, one of the other dads who was down watching his son, was taking us back up, and apparently he's bought one for his company, and apparently it's an extra to have it as a special bag, and it's an extra $500 for wheels. And I was like, well, I know why. Obviously, the rugby club didn't get it, but I'm like, dear Lord, they should have spent $500. Quite frankly, it was just one of those.
Yeah.
Honestly, but I tell you what, I saw 4 days I was there, being dad to a lot of small young men and a young lady, and yeah, I was exhausted by the time I got back. Sadly, my boy, oh god, he fell ill second day,
no.
right? So we're there for the opening ceremony, first day, full playing, right? Bear in mind, as you do what happens when boys are at camp, right? They either stay up too late because you tell them to be quiet and go to sleep, and of course that's an option. Apparently, that's optional.
Yeah, 100% it is.
So of course they all go to bed late. They all then wake up at 4 a.m. because, as you do,
whoever the first person that wakes up wakes up everybody else.
The stupid thing is, right, because luckily I ended up getting my own cabin to myself, right? The sweetness of that, I was happy, all right. And literally 6:30 in the morning, I hear one of them running past, and he's one of the loudest on the team. And of course, he's shouting to one of the other boys. It's 6:30 in the morning, baby, right? He wakes me from my slumber. Now, I'm not a morning bird, all right? I'm not a morning bird. I am a night owl, okay? I could happily stay up till 3 in the morning, get a couple of hours sleep, and I'm fine because I wake up myself. If someone wakes my goddamn ass up, I am not happy. So I got up, threw some gear on, stalked to the shower block, and I said, "Where's X at?" And he went, "Oh, he's just in the shower." And I shouted into the shower block. I went, "All right, there." And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "If you shout outside my cabin again before 7 a.m., we're gonna have a problem. Do you understand?" He was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, too right. Oh, right. There are other people on this camp. Bear in mind, I'm shouting into the shower block, all right? I guarantee I'm the loudest thing on this campsite at this moment. I'm like, there are other people in this campsite. If I hear you shouting again, we're going to have a problem. And then I slunk back off and got the, I was like, right, I'm going for breakfast. But yeah,
that's your only way. It's like, I need coffee, I need food. That's how you tame the savage beast.
That day, Eddie played 2 games, and he wasn't looking too good. And then we got back to the camp, and yeah, he's just nice. Beautiful. It was just one of those days. But yeah, and so I put him in my cabin for the night, and I was up till 2 a.m. with him, and then went to sleep. And then he the next morning got some food in him. He was like, all right, okay, we'll see how it goes. Maybe. And literally before the first game started, he's on the sidelines, like full, and he's like, right, we're ringing your mother. So I drove halfway to meet Elle and dropped him off and said, I'm really sorry for your weekend, babes. I'm going to go back to camp.
I hope you're looking forward to...
Here's your child. Honestly, she said, thank God you did bring him back, because bear in mind, so I'm working on 4 hours sleep the entire day. And then we're having fish and chips and everything.
That's the weirdest thing too, because you've got your son has left.
Yeah.
But you've still got to be there, and you're like, oh my God.
Mm. Oh no! I was, because literally all the other the coaches and stuff were like, "Why are you still here?" And it's like, "Well, you needed me for the weekend. I'm here for the weekend. Don't stress." I said, "Yeah, but your boy's not here." And I said, "Yeah, well, it's a bit unfair to dump all the other stuff on you guys just because there's one less now. So don't stress." So anyway, I ended up, so I did the full day, but honestly, I was dead on my feet. By the time I got home Sunday, I was just like, I was sick of. I'll tell you one thing: getting into my car and driving all the way home, and there's no one in the car. Silence. Do you understand how golden that sound is?
How far is it from...
Taupo from us is 2.5 hours. sort of thing.
So it's not like a 45-minute drive. It's
No,
a
no, no,
decent
no,
one.
no. It's a good drive. Yeah. No, it's a decent drive. But I'll tell you what, the silence is good. Do you realize how valuable silence is? Especially when a boy's asked you a question and you give the answer, and the boy who stood next to him, who clearly heard the question and the answer, asks the same goddamn question. And I immediately started stamping that out and said, "Look, I'm not here to be Google for the weekend. I'll tell you that right now."
You fuckers have probably got smartphones. Use them.
Oh no, most of them don't. They're all that age where they don't have them. But yeah, it was. But honestly, I was just like, when you get in the car and you're driving back, and I was just like, I am shattered. And thank God I was smart enough to book the Monday off. I'll tell you what, I'll pat myself on the back for that one but I woke up and I felt awful. I didn't feel well at all. I was like, oh dear Lord, not now. Just because I've relaxed. It's because I've relaxed for 2 minutes.
It's because you've relaxed, and I think that Eddie's just thrown a little bit enough in the air
Possibly,
to make you be like...
No, honestly, I don't know what it was, but I literally woke up. But Monday. I was just not right and struggling and short temper, and of course, my entire back and shoulders are just an aching mess.
You're walking around like this, going...
it's like I was like trying to pick stuff up. Bear in mind, do you know what I planned for the day? My entire plan for the day, and I had to look after him for one more day because of course he still wasn't quite right, so I had him off for the day as well. So I was still on dad duty. But oh my God, I planned my entire day was going to be, you know what? I'm going to sit back. I'm going to drink beer. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to have one of those great days where it's just about you. Yeah, that didn't happen. I struggled the entire day. I could barely play video games. My shoulders were so short. I had to sort of stand up and rotate and twist. I just couldn't do anything. I felt like decrepit. It's so bad.
Oh, poor thing.
But yes. But anyway, I do want to speak about video games because...
I was going to say, I've got a massive video game to speak about.
Oh, yeah, we know. Oh, I want to get around to your thing as well. Don't worry, right? But for a start off, so Helldivers has actually, I feel like, has turned a corner. Shockingly. Because they decided to release several big patches to retrospectively fix some things. And it was labelled as Buff Divers. It was labelled. There was the Buff Diver patch. Basically, all they were doing was they were reverting a lot of changes that they made, i.e., where they took things off and basically put things back in that were cool. And Lord and behold, the actual people have come back to it and stuff like that. The numbers of people playing has gone through the roof. It's not
that's cool.
Not back where it was. No, I'm not saying that, but I would say there's at least another 25% people. Like we were at like 60k roughly. I feel like we're nearer 80 to 90 sort of thing. So yeah,
that's pretty good considering.
It's been good. Also, it's just good to have the fun weapons back. I'll tell you that. Like because I was running with one gun for ages, and I always run it because it's still good. Even when it was nerfed, it was still good enough to run. Sort of thing. Like it wasn't belter like it used to be, but I'm like, I can make it work. And it just was my go-to weapon. And the fact is now it's back. It's not back to exactly where it was. The fact is now it's got its shrapnel thing turned back on. So when I shoot it, you see this actual. So you're taking out more than one enemy in one shot. So it does work. Good. Yeah, it is good. So. Yeah, Helldivers is slightly back. I mean, we've just had a big mission that we just completed where we're now in the midst of building a space station. So there's a bit of hype. Yeah. We had to ages ago, and I'm talking months ago. There was this thing there we had to capture a certain planet because there was some ancient tech from the First War, blah blah blah, and they said, it might potentially down the line lead to something. And Lord and behold, they've thought about it, and they were like, if you could liberate this, we could start building a space station here. Guess what we all did? We were like, excuse me, space station? Yeah, sign us up. So we've liberated the planet.
It's like, I don't even know what that is, but I'm going to do
it.
No,
so we've liberated the planet, and now they say, right, now there's going to be missions where we have to unlock certain things so we're able to build the space station. Cool, fine, yeah, progression, get that. And they said, if you fail any of them, then it's going to obviously delay the thing. Totally get it. So the fact is that they've kind of gone back to how it should have been, and they've kind of getting, they're getting it working, sort of thing. It's not perfect, but it's not. It's just nice to have some of the new bigger guns back again and stuff like that. So it is working out. In amongst that, I haven't had a chance to play the Space Marine 2, and I really need to get on that because I keep seeing stuff and I'm like, I need to get on that sort of thing. So,
yeah, so much of it does look really good. But
yes.
I'm just like,
but I need to know because I honestly I shouldn't have looked at latency because Facebook keeps spamming me an ad now, and I'm this close to cracking at this point. I need to go. Sort of thing. I'm actually thinking of booking it for my birthday week, sort of thing, and just go.
It is fucking epic. So the review is already up on Des Does.
Yeah. Give me.
The short version is possibly the best gaming experience I've ever had in my life.
That's a statement there.
That is more than a statement. So we rocked up to Archie Brothers, which is kind of like this weird kind of like time zone kind of. So it's got games, it's got bowling, it's got that, and then it also has obviously thingos for the event.
Mm-hmm.
We were introduced to one of the guys who was weird because the whole time I was looking at him and I'm like, I know that dude from somewhere and I can't think of why.
Yeah.
And then when I finally got introduced to him, he's like, oh, you like 40k? I'm like, yeah, I run Arc 40k and one of the tournament organizers. He's like, oh, I've played that for the last 3 years. I just missed last year because I was working on this game. And I'm like, that's where I know him. He's an Orc player, so he's obviously a good guy. We don't even have to ask that.
Well.
I love Orcs. I love Orcs so much, and I don't care what anybody says. They can eat me. Orcs are fun. Orcs are the army that I think I would do if I didn't have my Angry Marines.
The reason why anyone likes playing Orcs is the fact is that you can kit bash whatever you want, and it looks like an Orc.
That is
thing,
part of the reason why I like it. That is 100% part of the reason. But so the worst thing was we got into about this. I think it was like a third or fourth group. So a few people got to go before us, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And in the first group, the designer actually went in with them, showed them how to do everything. So it was kind of really cool. And we get in there and we're waiting. And I've done this, I think 4 times now, zero latency. So I knew what to expect. The guns always fit nice. So the guns actually have like a little sash that goes around them so you can hold them. The headsets actually remarkably it's remarkably light. Like I was shocked how light it was. It's based on the Oculus. So I was like, yep, they gave you a little thing. And then as soon as they give you the safety one, it's all themed towards whatever the game is. So it's got this Space Marine game. You're like, oh, cool. And then you walk in there and you're just like these square blocks, and then you choose your name and choose a color to team. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, guys, we're going to be setting up. And all of a sudden you just see this fade happens, and all you see is this heavy bolter in your hand. And you're like, what the hell? Duty, who is an amazing YouTuber, go look him up if you get a chance. Good mate of mine. He was playing in there. I was like, and also a massive, massive Warhammer nerd as well. And he's like, bro, I'm a fucking Space Marine. I was like, I know I can see you. I'm a freaking Space Marine. And it was just this kind of like, it's like almost like this, dude, what does mine say? Sweet. What does mine say? Like, it was just that thing. Like, we were just so excited, and like, we were just like, you just look around. And what's cool too is in it, you actually have to put your height. And based on your height is where obviously how they scale the Space Marines. Obviously, if you're 5'1", they don't want a 5'1" Marine, so they obviously scale you up to a certain level. But like, for example, we had this young lass whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. She was about 5'1" in the platforms that she was on, so she came in as a firstborn. So based on your height also tells you where it is. Obviously, you're just the Smurf Marines, which I know some people, we asked if you could actually...
Oh no, I don't want to play as a Smurf. Oh, come on. Can I not have my Salamander option? Seriously. Just give me my Salamander option.
So yeah, so you don't get a chance at that, which is one of the downsides I have. And the other downside I had was that
is feedback allowed? Can we give feedback of give me Salamander's chapter, goddammit.
we already did. We were like, we want to be able to go multiple different ones. Like, it was insane. And obviously the one other takeaway that I was kind of like a bit like, but I kind of understand it, was you couldn't have like a chainsaw. Just because of the fact is that when you're obviously VR, you've got a gun. So unless you're doing, you're not going to really get the feedback and stuff. So I kind of understand where they're going, and that makes sense to me. So I was like, okay, cool.
Would be cool though.
But that being said, you get introduced to this thing, and this is your mission. You've got to get this relic off this world that's being done by like the Hive,
High
by the
flight, yeah.
Hive. So you've got all these. So there's obviously talks about the Tyranids and different things. Then it shows you that there's this gold halo that sits above the leader's head. So whoever has the most score has that, which is the funniest thing because as soon as we walked in, Duty had it. And I was like, yeah, Duty. And then so he had it for a bit, and then you get to shoot. And that's a real moment when you actually bring the gun up and you pull the trigger and you actually see the gun come in. And as you pull the trigger, the feedback happens and you start shooting these things. You're like, oh my God. And then when you actually get into it, obviously, you can hear them talking. You can talk. They said, we'll keep out for drop pods because in drop pods they have weapons
Yeah.
where you get your special weapons and stuff. So that was really cool. And then you kind of go into the thing and you get your first sort of like look at the Tyranids.
Yeah.
So a lot of in the past VR latency has been either the first one we played was almost like just like a shooting gallery where you would just stand in one spot because it was COVID. They made it especially for that, so you would shoot and it was like a game show where you were meant to kill these zombies.
Yeah.
The second one felt like very much point A to point B, stop, shoot, all like this, done, not a problem. This one's immersion is absolutely crazy. Like, even when you walked, you felt yourself like it was a little bit harder to take those steps. Your strides were a lot bigger because of obviously the sheer size of them.
Yeah, because
But
the
the
Space Marine
difference
is
was-
standard 9 foot tall sort of thing.
Yeah, but the good thing was too, though, is it wasn't as linear as point A to point B, shoot, point A to point B, shoot. Though there was a little bit of that, a lot of it was, okay, cool. So at one point then we had this massive battle where we're shooting all these things. Got a plasma cannon, which is really cool because if you hold down the trigger, it charges. And then when you eventually let go of it, you literally just see this horde running towards you and then just this nothing running towards you. Like, it's so cool. And then at one point, then you get on like this little kind of like elevator that's going down.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, cool. This is one of the transitions from A to B. All of a sudden, Hormigons come from the sky.
Yeah.
So you're actually shooting up in the air, which is the coolest thing because it was very linear and it was very just eye level, shoot here.
Yeah.
Where in this game, you can actually see it, and you actually see the whole time hordes of Hormigons trying to attack you. Even when you're in the buildings, if you look out the windows and you actually look sideways, you can see Hormigons attacking with las fire throwing. Like, the level of detail in this game is insanity.
So they've
And
actually
there's always something
done well. Essentially, they've done the research and realized, we need to. That's quite cool.
And I think that because also we have that kind of like, because obviously one of the developers also is a massive fan. They did say obviously that that they did have obviously a lot of input from Games Workshop, and by a lot I mean they told him everything.
Yep, pretty much, yeah.
And that's fine. But it was pure insanity, and the good thing is that at times you could actually shoot. You could actually shoot out the windows and sometimes kill stuff, but you just had this feeling of this is it. And it really was like where you had to move to different things. And even as you were moving, there were still like a few spawns that were coming. So say, for example, 3 of them went and I held back. There were still a few guys that you could shoot. And then throughout the whole time where like, there's all these amazing parts where I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you do have some, the normal. You do have obviously a whole heap of guys that come through from the Tyranids, and it just made us happy. Also, if you pump the bottom, you get a grenade, and you can actually shoot the grenade, which comes in super handy.
So essentially, you had combi bolts. That's cool. God.
It was so amazing, and you just see it, and you see when you reload, like you hit the reload button, and you actually see a hand grab the big friggin' ammo clip and just throw it, and then another one goes in, and it was just like this. And that was the thing, is that at no point did it register that this was a game. This just felt like it was real.
Yeah.
Like I'm somebody that doesn't like VR as much because I get quite queasy and I get a bit like, whoa. And I could quite easily turn into Eddie very quickly at the rugby thing.
Yeah.
But this, because you're actually moving, you're shooting, you're doing that. And it's next level. Like, I must say, like, hands down, and I said this on the night, I'm like, this may actually be probably the best gaming experience I've ever had in my life. Like, to the point where after I got off it, I sent an email to all the ARC organisers, because we've got a volunteer group that an art volunteer group that we go into. And I was like, guys, I'm not kidding. We have to do this.
Yeah.
I sent it to the painting group that we were in, and I sent it to a couple other mates that I know did it. I already had told you about it numerous times, but I swear to God, this
honestly,
thing
since looking it up, it looks so good. And
oh,
what's really annoying is that I can't book December yet, and I'm literally waiting for the start of the next month so I can see if I can book December, so I can get my booking in straight away. Sort of thing.
oh man, it was unlike anything I'd ever felt. Like I knew what to do, but because of the fact that there was always something happen, like even when there were those small moments when you were going up the lifts or something like that, in the background you could still see things happening. You could still see, like at one point, then you're going up this thing, and as you're turning around, you can see Hormigons fighting, and you can see waves of Tyranids coming in, and there's guys on giant like laser turrets taking them out or shooting at them and stuff. So unlike the other ones where it just felt like you're walking through like a room without anything, there was always something happening. At one point, then you get to see this amazing Thunderhawk just hanging there in the bay, waiting to be ready. That makes it fun. I will say this because you don't always get all the special weapons depending on who you're playing with. Like I know that our team, as soon as there was a special weapon, you'd literally see them all run towards it to the point where quite often some of them would die or get murdered because all they were caring about that. But you can get a flamethrower. Yeah. Okay. I did want to let you know that because it is 10 shades of
I need dibs. I need dibs. I will call dibs. I need just to go insane on that for 5 minutes.
Yeah. So the problem is you only get it for a little while. There's a certain amount of rounds you get and stuff.
No, I wanted the entire time.
But at one point, then I was shooting and I saw these guys, and everybody was shooting on the other side, and there was all these guys coming from the back. So I just started shooting, and as I walked towards it, obviously, just as I did it, the thing light up. And then I got the flamethrower, and all of a sudden you could just see it. You see this thing change, and your hand comes up, and I hit the button, and all of a sudden it just was like, and you're like, oh my God. And the funniest thing was Duty, and all I hear is, fuck man, I'm a salamander, and all you hear is this, and all you can see is this flame coming around the thing. And then Duty was hilarious because he was always like constantly yelling for the Empire and stuff like this.
I already know how bad I will be. I will be speaking, come brothers, I will be that guy. I really will. And I won't mean to, because the problem is that I already know the second I'm in it, I'll be all happy and jovial. And the second I realise that I'm a space marine, that's going to take over. And my body is like, for the Emperor!
100%, like 110%, and it was fantastic, and Duty was awesome. Like I loved him in that. Like he did not care. He was just being unadulterated a fan. It was amazing.
Oh my God, it sounds
so
so
we end up
good.
doing really well. I placed first in the venue, other than the actual developer, which I was quite proud with.
There you go.
I then went down to I think I'm at third at the moment. Which is a bit of a shame, but I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
That sounds like I need to get some practice in. I'll come over and just decimate. Let's go. me and you.
Mate, I'm all for it, mate. If you want to, by all means. I would, and I said that to a friend because one of the girls, Diana, Attack on Geek, couldn't make it, and she's like, "Oh, I really want to do it." And Luke's, and I said to her, "I'm like, D, if you go, I'm coming. I will pay. I'll pay for you." That's how much I enjoyed that. And Luke's like, no, who's the PR rep? He's like, oh, I'm happy to like help you guys out. I'm like, man, this game was so much fun. I will gladly pay for it again.
Sounds great.
Like it was next level. And like I wrote that in my review, and a few people were like, that's a pretty big call. I'm like, there is nothing like this. Like the fact that I was able to be a Space Marine, a game that I already love.
If you're able to be immersed in it, because it's fun when you're playing the video game, and it's like, oh, this is cool, because you see, you're seeing all, as I said to you, when I played the first bit of it, it's not the fact that you're playing a Space Marine and you're walking through it, you're seeing all the little stuff that they really paid attention to, You're seeing the cherubs, 100%. You're seeing the servo skulls, you're seeing the servitors, like, oh my God, they've actually paid attention to the really thing stuff. they know what they're doing.
100%. And I must say though, talking to them, it was funny because, as I said, when they first started making the game, there was a lot less input. But then as it got closer with the actual visuals, there was obviously a lot more input from Games Workshop.
Well, that's the thing. I must say, Games Workshop don't need to input until you're starting to make it look how it should look. Because like you can come up with whatever storyline you want. You could, it could have been any storyline, even from a guardsman's perspective, you could have done it and it would have been fine. But the second you get down to visuals, they'll be like, right, now let's stop you there. we're just gonna step in. We're just gonna give you a bit of guidance on this bit, please.
But I must say, I was so happy. Like, it was everything I wanted and more. Like, I already was excited for it, and talking to Luke in the past few months about different aspects of it, it was just one of those things that, like, even if you're not a Space Marine fan, I think it's that good that you'd have fun. And the other 6 people we were playing with weren't really, like, they knew of it, but they weren't really thing. Or some of them had known of it because they had just played the Space Marine game.
As a question, because I need to ask this for a certain someone in my household, how do I word this? How jumpy is it?
It's not too bad. Like,
Okay.
a lot, there's no, like, in the zombie ones, I would probably say no.
Yeah.
Because there are a few bits where you're walking and they jump out. In this
Yeah.
one, not as much, because though you are fighting, obviously, all these things, there are some, like, quite intense moments when they're running down, like, say, for example, at one point, then they're running down a ramp at you and you're just shooting at them. And you kind of go like, oh, crap, when, like, some of the guys come down towards you. But it's not, like, jumping out. Like, it's not, like, jump shares or anything like that.
It's standing the ground, as you would say. So, it's standing your ground more than there's a lick to turn up. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I've got it.
Like I was going to say, when 4 warriors barrel down the thingo right at you, and for some reason there's concrete poles in a few of it, obviously from where that's fallen, and they all decide to come straight at you, like, you pucker a bit, but not because of you scared. Like, you see it, but there's a little brown eye winking back there.
You suddenly forget that you're playing a video game, and it's like, oh dear Lord, no, they're gonna eat me.
I hope these Space Marine suits are dry cleanable.
Oh my god, yes. All right, okay, great. So, right, it's not jumpy.
There is some blood. Obviously, when you shoot them, they do kind of blow up, and there is some blood. That being said, Eddie's got a pretty good head on his shoulders, unless you're talking about Al. But I'm pretty sure you're talking about Eddie.
I'm not talking about Ed.
Oh, about Al. And it is a bit nerve-wracking because there are some quite scary, like, obviously Tyranids can be quite scary. But overall, there's not any jump ones that I can even think of that were
That's fine. No, because I just need to give her a heads up whether it's going to be jumpy or not, and that will make her choice. But if you're saying it's not jumpy, but there are some nerve-wracking situations, but of course you're surrounded with a squad of 8. There's a squad of 8 of you, so yeah.
Yeah, and you also got to remember, like, I mean, at the end of the day too, though, you might be these friggin' 9-foot superhuman kind of like thingos,
walking tanks.
But when you see 100 things coming towards you, it's kind of scary. Like, I was one of the only I was the only person in our team that didn't actually die. So when you die, what it does is you kind of get hit a few times, and then all of a sudden you just can't shoot or move, and then it's like people around you, and then you slowly see your thing come up, which is fine, because at one point then there was 5 of them dead at once.
Oh god.
And duties, and I'm like, and luckily, thank God, because what happened was I stayed back and I was shooting the guys from afar and shooting the guys that were coming this way. They had all bundled, so they all were just kind of shooting, not realizing anything. Yep. And then all of a sudden, when the swarm did hit them, because they were all so close together, they just went like this, and they were just killing like 30 of them. Like they were just hitting them. And I was like, crap. And then Duty managed to jump back with one of the other guys. And then I'm like, Duty, duck. And all you see is Space Marines duck, and this plasma cannon just hit this thing. The entire area explode, and all I hear is not from Duty, from this other dude, and he's like, "Thanks, bro." I'm like, "Why were you so far forward?" He's like, "We just saw him, so we decided to charge them." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Right, for start off, they've already failed the Space Marine Codex because the Space Marines don't give up ground, or correction, they don't willingly give up ground.
Yeah. Well, it was either that or they were going to die as well.
Oh yeah, well, we'll allow it. We'll allow it. Yeah.
A lot of the time, what I was doing was I was playing Overwatch, which is what I normally do. Is I either hang all the way back.
Oh no,
you've got to do that.
You've got to stay. I mean, ideally, if you, oh mate, God forbid, could you imagine if you had a chainsaw? Oh my god. Oh,
yeah. It was a chainsaw. You would literally just see this thing.
You would see.
And all my people are coming towards me.
You have a view on Overwatch and me swinging a chainsaw around and a bolt pistol. Like, yes!
It would work though. Like,
And then,
that's what
and
we
at
do.
some point, I'll be shouting blood, skulls for the skull throw and blood for the blood cut, and then you'll be like,
Oh man.
I have to put Jordan down.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm hoping there's friendly fire because somebody's about to
Oh,
go
God
mad.
forbid. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Oh, no, honestly, that looks absolutely sick. I need
oh,
to
it
sign
is.
up. I need to get on it. Honestly, I cannot wait for them to release December dates and I can book it. But yeah,
Like yeah, like I'm not even kidding. Like as somebody that obviously very much loves this IP, there's somebody that even if you don't like the people that didn't like, some of them had only played it because they'd been playing Space Marine 2
yeah,
recently.
yeah.
But like it was just like amazing, and the fact that it wasn't as linear as I can tell that I'm moving from point A to point B now was
Honestly,
just so
I
good.
think that's the big problem with a lot of VR games at the moment is that they make it a bit too late. It's the reason why I think that like for example with Helldivers, right? One of my favorite bits is the cutscene, which isn't a cutscene. Well, it is. Everyone knows it's a cutscene, but it's a cool cutscene. It's when you're dropping into the planet. So rather than a normal game would have a loading screen, loading and filling up and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Whereas this just has the drop pods coming down and they're twirling and you got the music going. It's setting the tone immediately.
Yeah.
Like, yes, let's do this. Let's get pumped up.
100%. And like, don't get me wrong, there is some bits where you got to go up elevators and you're changing levels and stuff like that. But it's done in a way that it's a really intense fight, and then you kind of have that breather as you kind of
You take a second
into
of reload.
And that's another thing about it. It's not just like balls to the walls action. There's some beautiful pacing that's actually happened. Though the storyline isn't great, like it isn't like this like epic thing. You still hear like people in the thing giving you updates, like Marines move to this, or this thing's constantly getting taken over. The guards are trying to do this.
Yeah.
But like it is funny at one point then when you walk past the guards and they are up to about waist height at the very start, which is kind of cool. But they like though it's not like
but it's
like
set
period.
But that's setting the tone that you aren't a human. You are an elevated. You are above these people. You're above the plebs, sort of thing.
And it sounds bad, but it's handled very well. Where as you walk out, there's Marines obviously behind those shooting. You know, remember those? Oh, what are they called?
Barricades.
Where you shoot behind. Yeah, but you remember those ones that in used to get.
Oh, the Aegis defense lines. Oh my god.
Yeah, like that.
Oh my god. No. Jeez.
I forgot.
You can tell it's buried in there, isn't it? You mean the Aegis defense line?
You can actually
50
see them
points.
It, and then
it's 50 points for the army, just FYI, if anyone's asking.
Yes.
You know?
But then you just walk, so you actually walk past them while they're behind that as well. So you just like, it's just handled in such, there's so many nice touches that a lot of people are probably going to miss, but for those fans are going to be like, yes. But even if you're not a fan, it's still going to be like, that is cool, because you're just like hulking over these dudes, and that's what you'll see. But in your head, you'll be like, this is me going through this to prove that I'm the front line and that this is it. And it's just, it's so cleverly handled. And like, as I said, the idea of it is that you are meant to catch this sphere. And that scene is when you actually get to that is one of the best scenes. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you'll know when you.
As long as it's not like the Astartes sphere scene, we'll be fine. Oh, please tell me you've seen that. Have you not seen that fan fiction? The guy who he spent. Oh my god! Right, I need to find some YouTube and send it to you now. It is all right. So a guy created his own home movie through Blender, and it took him years to do. It's called Astartes, but it is. Oh my god, it is good. He's actually nailed like a lot. Like he's done it better than some of the Games Workshop stuff. Astartes movie.
It's just this really cool bit in it where you're getting that crystal, that is just kind of cool, and it means that the entire team has to move in unison to actually do it. But it's handled really well, and the good thing is the pacing is beautiful. As I said, it is very clever. Like, and the whole time through it, you're obviously getting updates from command, so you get to hear that same voice leading that story as well.
Yeah.
But it's just so well done, and I must say, like having played the other ones, like I was there at the last one, which I think would have been 6-7 months ago, at the last VR, the zero latency event, and that was a lot of fun. But this is like leaps and bounds. Like the fact is it's no longer just whatever's at eye level. The
Yeah.
fact that they're using multi-levels, the use that they're flowing a lot more with their attacks and realizing that it doesn't have to just be A, B, C, D, and those are the points where you attack.
Yeah.
And though there is obviously a little bit of that, like if you look really carefully, you can see it, but the difference is it flows a lot more and it allows the story to flow a lot more. So, it is so cool.
That's great. No, I'm about to say I was already on board. I'll be honest. I really was. I was so signed on. But yeah, I'm about to say we need. Yeah, I need to go on that. I need to. The second I can book December, I am booking December, sort of thing. And because I already, to be fair, I told Edward about it, right, which is a bad idea. I told him about it, and he was like, "Sounds so good." I went, "Yes." And he's like, and then I showed him obviously Space Marine 2, and he's like, I said, "This is just imagine this, but imagine you're actually seeing it from a first person view." He's like, he was like, "Yep." He said so. So I know my child is on board. I've got to tell him I'll have to book it. One of my friends coming over from England for the 2 weeks between Christmas and New Year's sort of thing. So I might book it for that as well. So I think that'll be an interesting thing to do.
Oh man. But like even then, like that being said though, there are other Zero Latency's other ones are a lot of fun. There's some cool zombie ones. There's
To be
some Far
fair,
Cry
yeah,
one.
I mean they've got a good list of games that they do sort of thing.
Oh, amazing!
You know?
But this one, because of obviously what it is, the fact that we both kind of love that,
I think
it's just something amazing.
I think it's one of those things of if you're given the chance to play a game that, because let's be honest, right? Warhammer 40k is very niche, and it is niche. Okay, I mean it's like being able to play Magic. You know, if you were able to do Magic the Gathering as it's like imagine being able to do Yu-Gi-Oh as VR. I guarantee you, if they did that, it'd be the same thing. You'd have these fanboys who play Yu-Gi-Oh and know the game and love it. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. I get to play it like they show it in the anime.
Yeah.
You know, if they're able to do all that and go, yeah, you know, they would go mental for it. So the fact is that
working around throwing balls at people.
Oh my god, could you imagine able to do Pokemon Colosseum battles? And just it would be so good. But honestly, I think that's what they need. That is the next step that VR needs, is just if they could just not make it as stationary is the thing. So having the things like, oh well, you're on the elevator. Oh, but while you're there, we're going to attack you from above. So you have to deal with that. Oh, it's like, oh, okay. So we're not doing a transition. We're still in the. Yeah. You got to keep them on alert.
And that's what I'm saying. In this one here, there are still those kind of transitional ones, but it's normally after an enormous kind of like battle. So you're kind of like going, oh my God, thank God. Like you got through that, you got there, and then you can actually see like the people shooting for you. So you don't actually notice it as much. Where with some of the other ones, I noticed that it was more you walk there, shoot, poof, we've got rid of the lab, now we'll walk here.
Yeah.
Where it had that, where this one doesn't as much. And that's why I'm saying I think the pacing of this is really nice, where though there are still those things where it's not constantly being attacked every single moment of every single day.
Yeah.
But in a way where it's done that when you do get those kind of like moments when you're doing that, you're actually quite thankful for them. Because you're like, oh my God, I'm so like it was just like, wow. Yeah. And I think that's what makes it so good. But yeah, it was insane.
No, God forbid we I can't wait to get stuck in, sort of thing. It's gonna be good. As I said, I shouldn't have looked at it. The second you told me that, they might be in Auckland, and I had a look and I was like, oh, I forgot that, because it's been all over my Facebook. Literally, I opened up Facebook and it's like, here's an ad for Zero Latency. It's like, go away and leave me alone. I can't book the date I want to book yet. Go away. Stop reminding me.
So do you actually want to go for your birthday?
Well, no, obviously, given my birthday is a public holiday, it's not going to be open. But, I always class that week or 2 weeks is like, well, I'll book a birthday thing there, sort of thing. So I'm not talking, I'm just talking about going as a small group and just having a bit of fun. And then, but not having, come on, I'm going to be 38. I'm going to be, oh God, I'm going to be 39. Jesus.
39. So you should definitely be mature and go play video games.
Yeah, well, of course I'm going to go play video games, because why not? But yeah, I'm going to be playing video games, and, well, to be fair, on my actual birthday, I'm planning on spending most of the time with probably in a very loud shirt and then jumping into a pool and drinking copious amounts of beer. That's going to be my plan for the day.
What's the difference to normal Sundays?
That I don't have to cook any food because I've cooked all the food the day before. Oh no, apart from chicken wings, no. I have a tradition. I have to have chicken wings and hot sauces available so I can do a hot ones challenge on my birthday. I always do that now. So I think
We need to film that shit. If you just like, you know, and then just a photo, and then just a picture of a door of just someone screaming in agony.
Oh no, well, to be fair, last year we had some friends come over with their kids, and one of the kids. I warned them all. Okay, I always give fair warning when the hot sauce is out. I said, just FYI, this end only. Do not go anything above that. I said, if you can handle the spice, maybe here, but do not touch any of these bottles.
No. Catch your kids.
Yeah, nah. Literally, do you know what the worst bit was? The worst bit was, not the fact that he put some on a hot wing and then ate it. Nah. He took a dab of the dryish stuff. So the super concentrated stuff, and put it. And he was like, and then proceeded to start crying.
Like you don't deserve to cry at that stage. Like you screwed up, man.
Yeah. No. Well, the fact is, I said, "What's up?" And he said, "I've just done this." I went, "Well, more for you. Why? What? I warned you not to touch him. You can't eat this." And I was like, "Watch, dab. Yep." Fine by me. I say because my palate's destroyed.
Yeah. It is weird how you see kids do that. Like you tell them not to, and they're just like, I don't care, I'm going to do it. And then you're like, and then when they start crying, I'm like, no, you were told.
You were informed. I gave you plenty of warning. Do not touch any of these bottles. It will hurt. You then suffer, and yes, you will hurt. No, honestly,
like you're not getting any sympathy, mate. Like you're an idiot.
Oh, honestly, it's just one of those things of... But yeah, no, so my birthday has to be... my birthday is always a chill day now, so especially as I've now got a glorious summer birthday.
Yeah, I know. That must be weird, eh?
The joys of how going from a winter birthday to a summer birthday. The best
I know, you can actually do stuff. It's weird, eh?
Oh, I actually just... The best thing is about being in New Zealand, right? It's chill. It's one of the most chill days. I mean, don't get me wrong. The shops that are open, and they're doing all the Boxing Day sales. Although they do Boxing Day sales pre the day as well. Which is weird. Anyway,
that was weird. Yeah, because last year it was like I think we went out the 21st, and we were just going there for a walk, pretty much. I think we got there early, and then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, these pre-sales. I'm like, what do you mean pre-sales? You can't pre-sell something.
You can't have a Boxing Day sale before Boxing Day. You start it on Boxing. Yeah, no. It drives me up the wall. But I'm very glad that we get to do all. I'm very glad that I'm just able to sort of chill out and relax. And I'm looking forward that we're gonna have this new pool up. For the summer and stuff like that. It's gonna be nice. So I'm planning on just chilling out and having a full day of relaxing. As I say, I'm trying to stop buying stuff for my pool. It's hilarious that I bought those first things off Temu. Temu's like, oh, do you want more accessories? I'm thinking of getting a water jet thing that squirts water in the air. You attach.
He hasn't even got the damn pool, people.
I haven't even got the damn pool put up yet, and I'm already tempted to buy it a water. And I only thought about getting it because it's like, oh. It would stop the flies and the mozzies because it's disturbing all the water all the time. I thought, oh, that's quite a good idea.
Oh, God.
Literally, I'm trying to stop myself doing it, honestly. I'm honest. I need to take Temu off my phone. That's the problem.
It is one of those things. I was watching, what was it? It was this YouTube thing, and whether people know or not, I love fishing, have been fishing since I was a kid. My dad and grandfather worked trawler boats, and I just love fishing, always have. Me and Big J used to go out quite regularly. So it was weird because I saw this thing, and they did this Temu challenge, where what they did is they had $100 each, and obviously being American, so they got a little bit more.
Yeah.
They got to go on Temu, and they had to buy everything for their fishing. So rod, reel, line, lures, sinkers, hooks, all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more difficult here in Australia because obviously it's not quite, the money doesn't quite go as far.
Yeah.
But I managed to do it, and I did one, I mocked one up, and I'm just like the problem is some of the lures are bass fishing stuff, so I didn't get many of those, which saves us a bit of money. But I'm like, shit, this is quite a thing. And I was like, and I spoke to Big J, and I'm like, Big J, would you be up for something stupid like this? Like I bought a rod, I bought a real one from AliExpress just because I needed a cheap one, and everywhere I went, they seemed to either be like over $200, or the stores that have discount ones didn't have them. So I'm like, I just need a new rod because we're going. Everything was packed away. We just moved house. I couldn't figure out where it was, and I was like, fine. And I must say, it handled as good, if not as much, as the Jarvis Walker one I bought. So I'm like, okay, but I really want to get some friends together and just do the $100 fishing challenge and just see how it goes.
It would be good. Oh no, but I'm about to say, because my dad's coming over after he's coming over at the very beginning of the new year, and he wants to do a charter. And luckily, I found that near us, it's in a big estuary, but it's tidal and everything else. But there's a fishing. There's lots of charter companies there, so I can take him to that. Because last time he came over, he told me after he got here, which is stupid, because he said, "Oh, can we maybe book like a charter and go fishing?" And I was like, "Dad, it's Christmas." I said, "I guarantee you, I can look. I guarantee you, we're not going to find anything because they'll all be booked up, because it's it's summertime. It's again that mentality of summer versus winter. He's coming over for Christmas, and he's in a winter mindset, and things are open and all this jazz. Like, no, it's summer. It's busy.
It really
it's
is.
very manic. So luckily, I found that there was over in the estuary where we now live. So it's about Thames is 40-minute drive. So I think it's to say 40 minutes, an hour drive. But there's lots of there's big mussel. They farm mussels out that way. So there's there's tons of snapper, absolute tons of snapper, because same filtration. They feed off them and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I need to book that at some point, sort of thing. That reminds me, I need to do that. But yeah, so we're going to be doing some charter fishing, sort of thing, which is going to be fun.
That'd be sick.
Well, Edward's fascinated. He wants to go fishing, and my dad, he's done fishing on and off. I don't want to go. I don't.
Fishing is a lot of fun, man.
No, listen. Okay, my brother tried me several times with fishing, right? And then he said, "You do not have the patience for it." Now, I am a patient man, but I don't have patience. I have patience to a degree, but dear Lord, I struggle with fishing because I struggle with the weight. It's the prop. That's the prop. If it was on the action fishing and you're like, yeah, bam, and all that, I'm fine. But nope, fishing is not like a video game. You can't just...
No. The thing is, though, is what you've also got to remember, too, though, is you could be using things like lures and different stuff. So you are constantly casting. Also, I've noticed that if, like, say, for example, you and Eddie came over, I'd take you down to Phillip Island, where you hire these little tiny tug boats. Like, they could probably go about walking speed, but you can drive them in Australia without a license, so they're actually really cool.
All right.
But you go out, and I guarantee you probably catch a fish every 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. All right.
So sea fishing is very different to river fishing. River fishing can be quite tiresome. Like Big J and I have gone out for say 5 and 6 hours and haven't caught anything, or caught one thing, or only seen a couple of bites. But in the sea, it's a bit different, and especially when you're going out in a boat, because you are going a little bit further out, and it just allows for a number of things that you can do. So I don't know. I would say that there's still ways of doing it, but you just need to be somewhat mindful that you're not going to catch something every single moment of every single day.
Well, we can have to. Next time me and Eddie are over, see you, sort of thing, because we look forward to seeing you at some point soon. But no, we'll have to maybe plan that. But anyway, I've just realised how long we've been yakking, and
I'm sorry, man. Like, seriously,
and to be fair, you've got to edit this episode, so I'm going to cut it short there anyway. So
that's okay. That's like, seriously, like, I feel like all I've been talking about lately to any friend that will listen is zero latency. Like, that's how much fun I had. Like,
that's fine. I've got no problem with it.
Though I'm animated in certain ways, I would normally go, this is a lot of fun.
Honestly, I would like, because it's school holidays here now, and I do want to. I've realised that the Wild Robot and Transformers 1 is out, so I'm gonna try and.
Please don't see Transformers 1. Just out of.
The problem is okay. Don't get me wrong. Okay, listen. I'm a hardcore Gen 1 Transformers fan. Okay, you know that. I know that. Okay. But the trailers sucked me in a little bit, and I kind of want to see it. I really do. I'm not saying, I
My
can't.
question is though, is how did you go from like
Oh no!
Autobots transform to "G'day, mate, I'm fucking Optimus Prime"? You
Yeah,
cunt. Like it just doesn't work.
I know, and that's the problem. Is the fact is they have edited that trailer in a beautiful way, and it's kind of convincing hardcore Gen 1ers of, oh, maybe you should come and see it.
No.
And I don't want to. Trust me, I don't want to, but I'm kind of feeling like, I kind of want to.
I love that. It's like I don't want to, but I kind of do. So I'm
Kind
gonna
of do.
see it.
It's the problem. You see, you know what the problem is? It's Transformers, and the second anyone says Transformers to me is like, inner child is happy. He wants to see it. Okay, that's the problem I have. I have no self control, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I'm kind of thinking of hoping to go see it over the next couple of weeks, sort of thing. Well, if worst case scenario, I can always go to my free website if it gets a good copy uploaded soon rather than later.
Yeah.
In fact,
I don't know. Like
we should be preparing ourselves for the fully digital release of Deadpool and Wolverine. So
that'll be cool.
I can't, honest to God. I mean, I've watched it once already, like on my Totally Legal website, which doesn't hold. I can't wait to see it properly, so I can watch it on my big 70-inch TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I
want to see the fleas on Dogpool. That's how I cannot wait.
It's like I'm going to buy it in 4K just to see if there are any fleas. Excuse me, sorry.
Honestly, I cannot wait. Yeah. So yeah, no, Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, to be fair, they have made. I saw the figure the other day, and it was stupid. It's in the 100-odd millions now.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's stupid now, and it's like the second it goes to being able to being streamed to people, you just know that number's going through the roof.
According to Box Office Mojo, it's at 1.32.
Oh, 1.32. Oh, sorry. I thought it was a lot. Oh, I saw something. Oh, it might have been numbered out rather than just 1.3. Yeah, it's probably what it is. It wouldn't be shocking. But anyway, what you got to do before we next meet? I want you to watch that A Starters Project. You got to watch that.
The one you're sending through. Okay.
The one I've sent you. You got to watch that, and I guarantee you'll be impressed. Sort of thing. It is good. The fact is that it's chapterless as well, which is quite impressive.
How long is it?
It's 13 minutes long. 13 minutes.
Oh, when you said there's I thought you meant there's multiple
Oh no, chapter. I mean, he hasn't made it about a specific chapter. Is what I meant.
Oh, sorry. Chapter. I thought you meant I thought you said there's multiple chapters. I was like, holy crap.
No, he originally released it as little shorts, but they were following on, and then he ended up going, oh, here's it all together. Because people are like, give us it all together, please, because it's so good. Sort of thing. Yeah, so watch that. And
that's easy. I can watch that. That's not a problem. That's easy to do.
Right. Anyway.
But do yourself a favour. Go do it. Anywhere in the good thing is it's not just in Australia or New Zealand.
Yes.
They have these places all over the world in most major countries. So even if you're even just remote, even if you've just been enjoying Space Marine 2, go. I know it seems like an ad, but no, I genuinely loved it that much. To the point where I'm not sure. I think it's about $50-$60 here. I want to go again, and I'm already talking to half a dozen people to try to go again.
Yeah, no, as I say, I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like a really good fun activity to do, especially with the boy, sort of thing.
Yeah,
because
he'll love it. He'll absolutely love it.
He'll love it. Convincing the wife might be a thing, but I'll we can get her on board.
1.35 meters.
What is he now?
That's 4'4".
Oh, he's 4'2" at the moment. Yeah, he'll be there. By the time we get to Christmas, he'll be fine. he's grown like a weed. Honestly, I kid you not, he'll be fine by that point. Do not worry.
Just put him in his higher. Just put him in his higher runners.
Get him some platforms.
Yeah, that's what you need. You just need like little sketches or something. Raise him a couple inches.
Anyway. Bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us this week on episode 30 of Dorks Down Under. Catch you guys later.